Hello and welcome to Luminous Hearts Collective. I'm Michelle and I'm so glad that you are here. Today I wanted to talk about something that I've kind of naturally done and it just always seems so effective that it's just something that I have done for years, and I don't always remember to do this, but when I do, it's amazing the results. So what I'm talking about here is working with people on an energetic level when there is some kind of discord or friction going on. This could be a partner, it could be a boss, a child, your neighbor. We all have a part of us that is our divine self, our higher consciousness that is connected with all that is and is always in a state of love and harmony and peace. And oftentimes the part of us that's human, gets very caught up in wanting to be right, and can be hard sometimes to come to peace with somebody when you're seeing things from completely different ways, or if there's just something that carries a strong emotional energy with it. This can be really useful in finding harmony in our relationships. So I've used this with my kids, definitely with my husband, with friends, where I'm sensing that there's some kind of discord, or there's something that we're not able to have a harmonious conversation about. We always seem to have friction in this area. What I've learned to do is to call in the higher self of this person, and I like to call in all of the angels and highest level spirit guides that are assisting them. And I imagine this to be like a big boardroom where I've called in my higher self and my higher team. And this is all done with intention. You don't need to be able to visualize this to do it. You don't need to be able to hear anything from the other side. In fact, for me, this is just like almost an intention that I put out, but I know that when I call these divine meetings that they're happening. So one thing that you can do is to imagine a pyramid of white light. And this just creates this high vibrational, clear space for you to call in other beings of love and really connect and make your intentions clear. Really feel that heart energy. And from there, I call in my higher self and my spirit guides of highest love and light, and the higher self and highest level spirit guides of the other person. And you don't really need to explain what's going on, because our higher selves know everything. They are able to completely read us. They know everything, past, present, and future. They're able to see the big picture. So they already understand what's going on. What's happening here is that you're setting the intention to resolve this in the highest and best way, to bring harmony and peace. So oftentimes, this is just a very quick thing that I'll do in a few minutes. I get into that space, call everyone in. I usually keep my eyes closed and often my hand on my heart, because that really grounds me into that heart center and brings me into the present moment. And I will just say, I am open to receive your wisdom and guidance. Thank you for helping us both to see this from the higher perspective, to stay in our hearts and speak our truth with love, and to come to the highest and best outcome for all involved, or something of that nature. But the important part is that you are setting a clear intention that you want the highest and best for both of you, that you want to be given the clarity and the wisdom and the guidance to handle this in the highest and best way, and that you're open to receive their help and their illumination in this situation. And then I just let it go and I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Come back into the present moment and ground myself. And honestly, I am yet to do this and not within, a couple weeks experience a major shift in the dynamic between me and that person. It's not necessarily something that's going to happen right away or overnight, but when you come at something from a loving perspective with the intention of the highest outcome for all involved, we're bypassing the ego, right? Our human ego structure is always wanting to be right, to win an argument, to have the last word. But when you are able to see through this and really connect from a soul level, from the level of the higher self, you're coming from this higher consciousness. So by aligning with that energy, you open up new possibilities, things that you might not have seen before, or for the other person as well, that helps you maybe to get clarity on something in a way that you didn't have before, or maybe to be able to see it from the other person's perspective and have a level of compassion that you didn't have before. It's often the most challenging relationships where we experience the most growth, and we're all holding a mirror up for one another. So sometimes being able to step back and ask to be shown the higher perspective can really remove that defensiveness and allow you to see things from a new perspective and to come into love and harmony. And it doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily be something where you come to an agreement, but however it plays out, you have come from love, you've come from your heart, and that is the best that any of us can do. And so from there, you can just trust the unfolding. And even if it doesn't appear the way that you would have liked it to, you can trust that when you come from that higher self perspective, whatever is happening, there is a purpose for it to happen the way that it is. So I hope that this is something that you find helpful, that you're able to use it in your own relationships, and that it just brings you to greater and greater levels of peace and harmony in your life. So as always, thank you for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.